What if everything you see, everything you touch, everything you believe to be real, is nothing more than a highly sophisticated illusion? Not a dream in the traditional sense, but a constructed reality, precise, calculated, and possibly designed. It's a question that has moved from science fiction into serious philosophical and scientific debate. Are we living in a simulation? For centuries, humans have questioned the nature of reality. Ancient philosophers like Plato imagined a world where what we perceive is merely a shadow of a deeper truth. In his allegory of the cave, prisoners mistake shadows on a wall for reality itself, never realizing that the real world exists beyond their limited perception. Fast forward thousands of years, and the question hasn't gone away. It's only evolved. Today, instead of shadows on cave walls, we're talking about code, computation, and digital constructs. The simulation hypothesis suggests that what we experience as reality could be an artificial environment, created by a more advanced intelligence. This isn't just abstract philosophy anymore. Some of the brightest minds in physics, computer science, and cosmology have entertained the idea that consciousness itself might be interfacing with a simulated universe, much like a player inside a hyper-realistic video game. Think about how far our own technology has come. Just a few decades ago, video games were simple, pixelated, and limited. Today, we have immersive virtual worlds, photorealistic graphics, and artificial intelligence that can simulate behavior, environments, and even emotions. Now imagine a civilization thousands, or millions, of years more advanced than us. If we can create simulations today, what could they create? This leads to a compelling argument. If it's possible to simulate entire universes, and if advanced civilizations tend to create vast numbers of simulations, then statistically speaking, it may be far more likely that we are inside one of those simulations than in the original, base, reality. In other words, the odds may not be in favor of this being the real, fundamental layer of existence. But what would that actually mean? If we are living in a simulation, then everything we know, space, time, matter, even the laws of physics, could be part of a programmed system. The speed of light could be a processing limit. Quantum uncertainty could be a rendering shortcut. The strange, almost mathematical precision of the universe might not be a coincidence, it might be the signature of code. Consider quantum physics, where particles behave in ways that defy classical logic. They exist in multiple states at once, only collapsing into a definite state when observed. Some scientists have suggested that this resembles how a computer game renders only what is being looked at, conserving processing power. It's an eerie parallel, and one that continues to fuel debate. Then there's the question of consciousness. What if your mind isn't just a byproduct of your brain, but something interacting with it? Like a player controlling an avatar. Your body would be the interface, your brain the hardware, and your consciousness, something external, something connected to a deeper layer of reality. This idea challenges everything we think we know about identity. Are you your body, your thoughts, or are you the observer behind those thoughts? If this is a simulation, then perhaps the real you exists outside of it, experiencing this world the way someone experiences a game, immersed, but ultimately separate. Of course, skepticism is necessary. There's currently no definitive proof that we are living in a simulation. Many scientists argue that the hypothesis, while fascinating, is not yet testable in a meaningful way. Others suggest that even if it were true, it might be impossible to ever confirm. If you're inside the system, how do you prove the system exists? And yet, there are those who believe subtle clues might exist. Some physicists have explored whether the universe shows signs of being pixelated at the smallest scales, like a digital grid. Others look at the limits of computation in physics, wondering if there are boundaries that hint at an underlying architecture. These ideas are still speculative, but they continue to push the boundaries of how we understand reality. But let's step back for a moment. Even if we are living in a simulation, does it actually change anything? You still wake up. You still feel joy, fear, ambition, love. You still make choices that shape your life. The experiences feel real, the consequences are real, and your perception of existence remains intact. In that sense, simulated or not, your reality is still your reality. However, the implications are profound. If this is a simulation, then who, or what, created it? Is it a scientific experiment? A form of entertainment? A training environment? Are we being observed? Are there rules we don't yet understand? And perhaps the most unsettling question, can the simulation end? Some have speculated that if the creators of a simulation lose interest, or if the system fails, the entire universe could simply stop. No warning, no explanation, just an abrupt end to everything we know. It's a thought that forces you to confront the fragility of existence itself. Others take a more optimistic view. Maybe the simulation exists to allow consciousness to grow, to experience, to evolve. Maybe it's not a trap, but a tool, a way for intelligence to explore possibilities, to learn, to create meaning within a controlled environment. And if that's the case, then perhaps the purpose of life doesn't change. It becomes even more significant. Every choice, every action, every moment becomes part of a larger narrative, one that extends beyond what we can currently perceive. There's also a philosophical angle that goes even deeper. If we accept the possibility that reality can be simulated, then what defines real in the first place? Is something only real if it exists at the base level? Or is reality defined by experience, perception, and consciousness? If you feel something, if you think something, if you experience something, does it matter whether it's simulated or not? Pain still hurts. Joy still uplifts. Meaning still matters. In that sense, the distinction between real and simulated begins to blur. This question has also started influencing how we think about the future. As our own technology advances, we may eventually reach a point where we can create simulations indistinguishable from reality. At that moment, we won't just be asking whether we're in a simulation, we'll be creating them ourselves. And that raises a powerful possibility. If we are capable of simulating reality, then it becomes almost inevitable that someone else, somewhere, already has. So where does that leave us? We stand at a crossroads between science and philosophy, between what we can prove and what we can only imagine. The simulation hypothesis may never be confirmed, but it forces us to ask deeper questions about existence, consciousness, and the nature of reality itself. It challenges our assumptions. It pushes us to think beyond the visible, beyond the measurable, beyond the comfortable boundaries of everyday life. And maybe that's the real value of the question, not whether we can answer it, but how it changes the way we think. Because whether this world is base reality or an incredibly advanced simulation, one thing remains true: you are here. You are aware. You are experiencing something that feels real, meaningful, and complex. And perhaps that's enough. Or perhaps, it's just the beginning of a much bigger realization waiting to unfold. If reality isn't what it seems, then every question becomes an adventure. So don't just watch, explore. Subscribe to the Universal Explorer, drop your thoughts below, and join me as we push beyond the boundaries of what we think is real, and into what might actually be.